JK, you're going to be missing in action next week.
Next
out,
2 weeks, maybe.
2 weeks, okay.
Yep.
Out talking to elk. You got a bag of stuff here. What are you doing?
You know, it's funny. I always look for new things. And when I'm out in the field calling elk, I have a minimum of 3 and try 4
What
sometimes.
do you think would happen in Congress if you used a varmint call, Congressman?
They'd all come running.
Well,
I'm just saying.
it might be like the Pied Piper.
That's true. There you go. Yeah.
Nice.
No, we try and I learned a long time ago you can't be a one-trick pony with elk. I mean, you can get by a little bit, but if you've got 3 or 4 different calls and you can sound like there's several different cow elk around a bull area, they respond a lot better. And the other thing is that one call will get a bull just going nuts, and another, they won't respond. Mm-hmm. You have no idea why, what's going on in their heads.
It's like blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. At any rate, I saw a short video. It came off of Facebook. And there's a company called the Real Elk Calls, and they're located out of Colorado. And this is REEL, real. Basically, for reeling them in would be my guess. Mm-hmm. And they have they use wood, and the wood is a compression type thing where you can, based on that. For those who are watching it, you can see there's a black band of rubber that holds it in place, and there's a diaphragm that goes across the base of it. And this thing, in terms of being able to blow it as a call, almost zero amount of training goes into it. I mean, it's simple. That's how easy it is. And you can do it, you can put it all in your mouth and actually do that. And it's kind of fascinating to see how it works, but it's authentic sounding. That sounds like a cow off.
Yep,
I mean, that's just unbelievable. Yeah, and the padding on it, everything. You can actually get in and take it apart and work on it if you have to. It's expensive. It's a $40 call. Wow. But on a comparison basis, I mean, you know, these are the fighting cows, you know. You can hear that. And so all I'm doing is I'm taking as many as I can. But this Real Elk Call Company, they're good. They have some interesting calls.
So you're endorsing that from SRT Hook and Bullet?
I'll tell you what, for anybody who doesn't know how to call and wants to be able to do it, and you can put this in your mouth all at once and be by yourself and use it, that's phenomenal. So I'm impressed with it. It's a great call. The construction on it is good. Yes, it's pricey, but I'll tell you what, it's not going to break down. And the biggest thing for most people that you don't understand, if you have a mouth diaphragm like I'm used to using, and we've all used, since I've used it since 1990, if you have a diaphragm in there, the saliva in your mouth tends to get it to break down. I mean, your mouth is dirty and it's going to break down and it gets brittle. This, you're not touching it. That diaphragm is clean. And it stays there, so it's not exposed to any elements. It's not exposed to the moisture in your mouth, and you're blowing, and it's shimming the reed, which is creating the sound as you're blowing through it. So I think this is well worth the investment. If I were hunting as a newbie, this is the first thing I would grab. It used to be, and here's the other thing too. If you go back about 7, 8, 10 years, the Hoochie Mama by Primos came out.
I have one, yeah.
Yeah, the Hoochie Mama was a rage by everybody. Elk became educated to it. They figured it out that this is not something that you want to do. So now if you can take a Hoochie Mama with a little hand call and this and all these other calls, you have an array. And that's what you need. You need to sound like different cow elk at all through the same time. So I rotate when I'm calling. If I get a response, I'll swap out and do all these different
How many calls will you have in the field?
Oh, I will have minimum 4. I've got 3 of them around my neck and 1 in my hand at all times. Now I'm going to have 2 in my hand and 2 on my neck, so I can just swap them out.
He makes such a great neighbor about this time of year.
You know, the fun thing is that I practice when I'm driving around. And since I drive 60,000 miles a year.
Yeah, I'm getting a visual with you in that Prius on the 101, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's how it works. So, at any rate, as a nod, and where can you get these?